are at Nash Point. On the old Welsh records, they talk about the steel men as being the Romans. Not today, it's not. As you can see down there, yeah, we got the Cybermen today. Rather different steel men. And the reason they're here, no doubt, this really is a fabulous backdrop. We're walking around, we see the grave of Ceri Longsword. We go up onto the ramparts. Yeah, I'm lining up. You can see the cliffs here. I'll just fly out a little bit. And this is the river we talk about, and you'll see the forts, the banks, the trenches.
And me.
And you, thank you, Al. And Tim, of course.
Doesn't get any better than Cybermen, does it?
Yeah.
Yes, a little bit of bonus excitement there as you watch the Bee putting their episode of their programme together. A crew about 50 or 60 to make this one scene. Anyway, there's I'm filming now on this side. There's quite a crowd of us from our group, and we're going to explore the grave-shaped mound of Ceri Longsword. And also Mandy, who's a local for generations, reckons that's not it, and it's on the other side, which we'll also be showing. We're going to find the foundations of the ancient church, have a wander up to Marcross, and then come back down through the woods to get a real feel of what it would have been like for an invading army to try and come through this area, and what they'd have had to put up with. And then we'll go to the far side, where the fort has unfortunately crumbled into the sea, and we can see the alternative grave, and the fantastic views, and some more about Fortress Glamorgan. So if you come down to Nash Point, the place to look for is the Clifftop Cafe, where you find Tony in there, is very friendly. Tell him Ross sent you, and he's going to be putting up some of. We'll put some literature together for him about the history. He's very interested, and some of the Wilson and Blackett books could be on sale there as well. Now we're walking along, and you'll immediately find right by the Clifftop Cafe is where you find what is claimed by Alan Wilson to be the grave site, the boat-shaped grave mound of the famous Ceri Longsword. And we look back across there, that is the estuary, that is the entrance to this area, which if you're trying to attack or invade, that would have been your only way in. Cliffs either side of it, for quite a few miles.
Okay, so we got here, this is east-west.
Yeah.
So that would fit with this, wouldn't it? Well, that's west though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're saying this is the boat-shaped mound, yeah? So the different soil has caused the brambles to grow. We can't see much of the banks anymore, can you? Someone's keen. You got the caravan right there. That'll be you next week, Rob. You spend a week here in the caravan, look. Well, it definitely is a boat shape, isn't it? And there's the headlands across to the cliffs. So you have an idea where it is. And over there, we're thinking that's the site of the church. So easily missed if you don't know what you're looking for.
Yes, there's a little bit of a bank there. The real clue is the different vegetation. You've got this kind of brambly stuff growing all over it because it is different soil where they put the burial mound. They are mowing around it, and apparently it is listed and protected. But there's no sign. Why not put a sign up just to give everyone a clue what they want? I feel sorry for... well, sorry is the right word, but people like my parents who've been up here hundreds of times, love coming up for a walk, and had no idea that there was so much Welsh history that they're walking right past. So we're doing a quick loop around just to give you an idea of what it looks like, and what you can see these days. Although, as we mentioned, there is a possibility this is definitely a burial mound, but this might be someone else. And Ceri Longsword's on the other side of the hill. And just down there's another mound you'll see, and that we think is the ancient church.
Nephew of King Caradog I, King Ceri Longsword, King of Ysitlwg, succeeded his uncle as battle sovereign. He built fleets and denied the Romans access to Western Britain, and successfully kept them out of Wales until AD 74, when there was a battle in which both sides claimed victory. The Romans attempted an accommodation with the British kings in the west, but after an apparent massacre of the women and children at the Vale of the Martyrs, where they had been placed away from the battlefield, was claimed by the Romans as a victory. The mighty King Barham, Bonassus, son of Ceri, drove the Romans clean out of Britain. This was in AD 80. As Tacitus puts it, Bonassus usurped the empire in Britain. Note, there were no Roman governors or officials in Britain from AD 80 until 125. The enraged Emperor Domitian expelled the Roman governor of southeast Britain, Sallustus, and had him executed.
So this mound here, yeah?
Yeah, that's in front. I was told that is where the king is buried with a boat. The king is buried in a boat.
That's the one with the boat
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
That's not the same as the Ceri Longsword one we saw? Oh, you think it's this one?
I was told there was an old man in the village and used to walk these streets. And that's what he said to us. Not far is a king buried in a boat.
Right.
But then he died.
Oh no.
And his daughter said that
That's the burial mound.
that's where,
Oh my goodness. You
And
were
that's
saying
on
Alan
the
Wilson
hill.
got the wrong one.
and that's on the hill fort. And
Okay.
the one over the Raven is on the hill fort.
So what we're going to do is follow the course of the stream all the way up to Marcross Church, not very far really, and then come back down through the woods, and we'll go up that path you can see there on the right up to the top.
Amazing.
So they've just let it go.
They're just watching that hill fort slowly going into the sea as the cliff decays. So all we're seeing now is the last parts of the monument.
Yeah, the last part.
And even that's having nothing done to it.
Castle
Castle
Castle Drew.
Oh, Castle Drew, right. Oh,
That's where they threw it.
oh, so when they took...
Yeah.
So what were they taking down for this thing? Because that's on the other hill on the other side, isn't it?
No, this is the castle that's up there, the Norman Castle.
Oh, when that castle was
Yeah.
taken down. Right.
But that's what they do, they just...
They just dump everything. There's no archaeology done or anything.
Nope.
That's saying we go around the world telling them we have to take their stuff because we can look after it and put it in the British Museum.
And our own stuff, they just...
And our own
chuck
stuff's
in
just
the
getting
woods.
destroyed, yeah. It's
So
dreadful.
there's only one road out really from Nash Point, and it's an easy walk, takes you up to the church, and just a quick look at what's going on there.
Here we are. Marcross. So there's a few possible derivations of that name. French with Mare Cross, with across the sea, or maybe Mare Cross. I just like it called Ross, really.
So the church is open most hours. It's well worth visiting itself. Lots of ancient pieces of interest, lepers' windows, stuff like that. And what we're going to do when we leave the church, quick look around the village at the back, which is nothing to see of it anymore. And then what we're going to do is retrace in reverse the steps back down the valley, through the woods, the way in which an invading army would have come, but in the opposite direction.
So you wouldn't have had any light pollution or nothing?
So you think probably scramble through in the dark, you reckon?
I
Yeah?
don't think, well, you could have done it very, very slowly, but you'd have had to have had a very well organised command.
And if you got hostiles as well, chucking stuff at you and ambushing and...
This would have been coming through here would have been a perfect ambush point.
Yeah.
And that's what they would have done, and they'd have just directed the troops to where they wanted them to go. They'd have left open up a pass or something.
Yeah.
Come up here, boys, it's free, when no one's here, while they're hiding. Boom.
And every river so it seems to have some sort of fortress to sort of defend
Yes,
it, doesn't it?
yes, that's that Fortress Glamorgan thing, isn't it?
Well, it's a drinking point, isn't it? You've got to have it for your survival. You control the water, you control the men.
Well, also we realise up by Baden, it's such a vast area. There's not much water available, and the food's
Yeah.
animals, you can move the food away. It's not like in some countries you can go and burn the crops or capture the
You're
food.
moving an army, you've got to move it by the water, mate. You've got to have it drinking water as well. It's not going to have them by the sea, is it?
Yeah, it's a lot of people, isn't it?
So you're moving 20,000 men. That's a consumption of water. So you've got to follow the tracks. So you're going to lay your ambushes on these kind of areas where you know they're going to have to stay close to. Because otherwise you're just going to burn them out. They're going to go thirsty, and you're going to get them that way.
Yeah, look, food and stuff's another issue, I guess. Yeah, I guess food's another issue, isn't it?
Yeah, we're setting out the traps, isn't it? Getting the traps laid. Not just that, but any good king around here would have moved all of their crops, would have moved all of their cattle.
Well, so they didn't have a lot of crops. It's easier to move cattle and sheep,
They'd
isn't
have
it?
moved everything, mate. You know, they would have got rid of everything to starve the armies
Yeah.
to come in across
Yeah.
the land.
Where are you going to go to scavenge round here?
Yeah. Isn't that what they done when the Romans invaded?
Yeah, they were burning
under
stuff, weren't they?
Caesar, wasn't it?
They probably-
Yes, they just let him move all the way up.
And then they got so
They moved all the way up to the Midlands, wasn't they? Went all the way up to the Midlands, and then suddenly
And they marched it, and they escorted them out of Britain.
they suddenly realised they hadn't anyone to fight. That's
there you
it.
go, he's that way.
Yeah,
Yes.
apparently, that's what they say. Apparently that was
Oh, the Guard of Honour, you mean, Rob? Yeah?
yeah, a sign of respect for the Romans, apparently.
The thing is, though, they would have known that they come from the same stock, wouldn't they? They must have known of the same ancestors through Aeneas and stuff.
Yes, they all knew each other now, didn't
Sylvanus
they?
and Brutus and all, they would have known that they were from the same
Yeah.
Trojan
They could
stock.
negotiate and talk and
Yeah,
things.
they were brothers.
So they're hiding one side and the other.
This is a tumulus mound. Yeah.
There's a mound right there. This is so.
Of course, the helmets, they don't look like at all. They're more sort of, I imagine, ancient.
So you think it's this one up here, yeah?
Doug does.
Doug.
Yeah. He's the one that said that's the king.
Can you get up from the beach?
So who's Doug again?
Doug Squaw.
Oh, the old man of the village. He said that the burial site's up there.
That comes up to this bit.
So let's give a little bit of perspective where we are.
With the king buried in a boat.
King buried a boat. There we are. This is the back of the very ancient Cyberman camp with the sea behind it. Well, BBC millions being well spent there.
And they're all at lunch, aren't they?
Yeah. About 40, 50 of them. Don't worry, we're not filming you guys. And there's what we think's the burial mound up there. Can we get up there? Yeah. Come on in. Right, so the video on Fortress Glamorgan. You can see that's Nash Point lighthouse to give you an idea. And this is headed east. So if you follow the coast around there, you're going to eventually end up in Cardiff. And looking across the Severn. So any would-be attackers are looking to land here. And the problem they've got, it's a bit like the south coast of England with its cliffs. The south coast of Wales here has got its cliff lines. We're very high up. Fantastic vantage point over any shipping coming along. Very difficult to make a surprise attack. And where would you land? The cliffs are very high, there's no real obvious landing points. And you can see here, this is signs it's been fortified. Unfortunately, a lot of this is eroded away. A lot was here, there was a castle here, which has also been allowed to just fall into the sea and disappear, which is quite tragic. So you can see why Nash Point was one of the key points, because the area we've walked up, if you can just see that top of that brown cliff in front of those cars and the caravans and stuff, the BBC crews, that was the way in, that was the estuary, which is really your only way in. So you'd see why that was fortified. And you see more fortifications as you go up the valley. It'd be an absolute nightmare for an invading force. You funnel up that narrow valley, surrounded on both sides. There's ridges and fortifications in the way. And that's this part of the south coast was defended. Some stunning views as well. Right, so you see over there, this is where the cafe is, the lighthouse. The estuary runs down there. Now this was where the castle was, unfortunately, and it's happened within a couple of generations. That has all gone. Talk to Mandy there, where that promontory is.
Did we find out what?
That promontory, this side of it was where the castle was. It's all just fallen into the sea, so it's been left to go. And gradually, that promontory is going to go as well. And if you go down the beach, you can see all the fallen stones. So looking at this, the theory now would be that this is just the rear portion of the fort, actually. And the front part of it would have gone out across, further out to the sea. It's very hard to tell. The headland could have been, it could have been, well, 100 yards even. Easily.
You know, like W.
Do it, yeah, for water, yeah.
Well, I thought that's water castle. And then when I looked it up in the old Welsh, it's Druid.
Oh, Druid Castle. It's not Dewar, it's Dewar, because Dewar is just DWR, isn't it? That extra I.
Yeah.
Druid's Castle up there. Oh, in the tide comes in, yeah.
So if they've made that flush to stop people coming up in the boats and getting up in there,
I think the whole thing looks like it's been worked, like a massive rampart.
yeah, and if you've got the sea level slightly higher, then that sea's going to be coming all in here, isn't it? You think about it, it's going to be like a bay.
Yep.
Yeah, and if you've got a fort there, you've got easy access unless you've treated them.
Well, the fort would have been on the top of there, and that's within, well, a couple of generations, sort of living memory, and it's just fallen into the sea. So if you do come here, folks, don't go near the edge or at the top or the bottom of the cliffs, because the cliffs fall down. Don't worry about you falling down. What I do? People get killed. They have a boulder land on their head. So the whole thing. Well, that would be the corner there. Then, wouldn't it? If you look across to your right, guys, you'd see where it wraps back round at the end of the castle.
I'm just trying to visualise whether this could have been at some point. You could have had a few ships coming here.
Like a harbour type situation.
Actually docking here, yeah.
Send troops out as well, just bring troops out.
Well, you've got other things, not just fighting, is it? You've got bringing your fish, your catch, your trading goods.
The only problem with that theory is sea levels would have had to change a bit. Because you've got
So I hope you enjoyed this short video about Nash Point. Well worth a visit down the south coast, easy to get to. The Clifftop Cafe's there, reasonably priced, nice food and drinks. This isn't meant to be an advert, but it is, and Tony's really nice too. So that's worth a visit. And go and look at the area. Stunning views. People come here and enjoy it even without knowing the history. So highly recommended. Another example of Britain's hidden history.